What is going on, guys? Jason Burke here, Styles Clash for Life, coming at you on YouTube, and today I've got some football focus. The NFL is back, the regular season is upon us, finally. Week 1 of the Steelers 2025 NFL season kicks off on the road against the Jets. All the parity, all the changes, right? We have one of their former slot corners. We got their quarterback from last year, Aaron Rodgers, making his Steelers debut. They've got our starting quarterback from last year, Justin Fields, making his Jets debut. All the parity, hot crowd, crazy game. Week 1, first game of the season, absolute banger. First Sunday of the year kicks off with a close, tight, physical, chippy, offensive, multifaceted game. The Jets trying to change their identity, going more physical, getting back to the use of their stars. Breece Hall gets hot. He runs all over us with like 150 total yards, over 100 on the ground. Garrett Wilson gets involved with some nice catches, including a touchdown catch. Justin Fields shows why we shouldn't have let him go, trying to make a case for himself, still being a starting NFL quarterback, incredible athlete, used the RPO very effectively, avoided so many sacks today. We got more pressure than the stat sheet is going to show, but Justin Fields was able to avoid sacks and extend plays like crazy, both on getting on the edge and outrunning our linebackers on his feet, and avoiding sacks to make some throws in the middle of the field. So the Jets come out and look really good on offense and also get pressure at times on defense. Our offensive line struggles a bit, but Pittsburgh does come out and answer quite a bit as well. Aaron Rodgers using a short passing game and being able to use some good play action, getting some guys open downfield. Some receivers on our team making some short plays, turning those into longer plays. The game goes back and forth for much of it and winds up in our hands and in our favor, 34-32 on the back of 4 Aaron Rodgers touchdown passes. The game has 7 lead changes, goes back and forth, and ends with a game-winning Chris Boswell 60-yard field goal. Yes, I said a new career high for Boswell, 60. Boswell makes 2 55-yard plus field goals in this game, a 60-yarder to get the 34-32 lead, and then Pittsburgh closes out with a lot of quarterback pressure and big hits. This game was physical. Like I said, very chippy. The Jets going very run-heavy. Pittsburgh kind of using a short, kind of conservative passing game, leaning more on the arm of Aaron Rodgers, but in a short way. The teams toward the end of the first half started getting very physical. Justin Fields, Pittsburgh getting kind of frustrated on Justin Fields, avoiding sacks and getting to the outside. Takes a big hit from Jalen Ramsey at the end of the first half. Lots of back and forth, a couple of unnecessary roughness penalties, a couple late hit penalties. Both sides jawing back and forth. The game gets very physical, and this was, again, everything you could want in a football game. You get special teams physicality in a turnover. You get a lot of physicality on both sides of the game. You get some sacks on both sides toward the end. You get some hard hits. You get some offense. You get some rushing by the Jets. You get some passing by the Steelers. 34-32, Pittsburgh escapes with a very close win in a game that I think people thought Pittsburgh was going to run away with and win early on. I don't think that was the case. The Jets had a lot to prove, and they showed they are a different team than in years past. They are younger now, and they're going back to their star power. And this was a good win for the Steelers. Let's talk about some players, and we'll kind of go over the phases of the game that worked and didn't work, because there was a lot for Pittsburgh to be excited about and a lot of things for us to be not so excited about. So let's go ahead and break those down. Again, I do want to give special shout-outs to Justin Fields, to Breece Hall, to their offensive line for blocking in the run game and blocking our pass rushers. We only got 1 sack in this game on the stat sheet, and Breece Hall did very well. So good offensive line for the Jets today. Good job, Garrett Wilson. Lots of guys came to play. But for the Steelers, Aaron Rodgers in his first game, the Aaron Rodgers era begins. Could be a 1-season short era, but Rodgers comes in here. There was a lot of conjecture about how was he going to come back and play. Off the back of what we thought last year was going to be the Justin Fields and Russell Wilson era. Rodgers goes 22 out of 30. Really good passing game. 22 of 30, 244 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. He was sacked several times. We'll talk about the sacks. The Steelers' offense overall was a little conservative at times today. Again, did wind up with 244 and 4 touchdowns. A lot of guys had pretty good stats. That being said, it was very pass-heavy on offense. The running game did not give us a lot because the line didn't give us a lot. Rodgers didn't have a ton of time on a lot of plays. A couple times they did call some conservative plays, a lot of screens, a lot of short dumps to the middle of the field. They were using certain guys more than expected, in my opinion, and didn't always go downfield. When they did, they drew some penalties. They also got some big plays. DK took a few short plays and made them long, and so did Calvin Austin. We'll talk about it, but yes, overall, Rodgers, 244, 4 touchdowns, no picks. You can't be too mad about it. He showed moments of being able to get the ball downfield. Didn't do a lot of deep stuff, but did some medium one-on-one go balls that were nice. Did some stuff across the middle of the field. One dropped down to Calvin Austin nicely. One-on-one to Calvin Austin that was nice. One across the middle of the field to Ben Skoranek. So Rodgers did show a lot of the medium to medium-long game pretty well here. Didn't use the long game as much as I would have hoped, but overall looked pretty solid. Jaylen Warren was our leading rusher in this game, but was not our leading running back on the field. So Jaylen Warren goes 11 carries for 37 yards. That doesn't jump off the stat sheet immediately. What does jump off the stat sheet is that Kenneth Gainwell finished with 7 carries for 19 yards, only 4 yards behind Jaylen Warren. The running back distribution in this game was very puzzling. So, again, Jaylen 11 for 37 was by far our best runner, but only had 4 more carries than Gainwell, and Gainwell was on the field for like 80% of the snaps. Gainwell played a lot of snaps in this game. He was on the field from like the second play. Warren got, I think, the first down, and that was it. Most of the first series and then beyond was Kenneth Gainwell. And I know they consider him kind of the better blocker out of the two, but Warren's much more physical and much bigger. I don't know why Gainwell was out there aside from blocking, but he was getting a lot of reps. Number one, Jaylen Warren got far fewer than we expected. Number two, Caleb Johnson, our rookie running back that was considered to be the 1A, 1B with Warren this year. Warren was a clear 1B behind the reps that Gainwell got, and Johnson got 1 carry for -2 yards. Did lead to a penalty, so one being a first down anyway, but 1 carry for -2 yards for Johnson. Johnson only gets 1 down on the field today on offense. Was mostly a return guy, played okay in the return game. Gainwell, again, was out there for a vast majority of it. I don't really understand that, to be honest. Warren's got the better game, but nothing special from the run game at all today. It was very pass-heavy because the offensive line just wasn't giving us much, really, on either side, passing or rushing. There, but Kenneth Gainwell does get a forced fumble on special teams, which is a game-changing play. Pittsburgh was down by 9 points. They score a touchdown and come back after a fumble recovery and score another touchdown. So the game-change shift happened on a Kenneth Gainwell forced fumble on special teams. Receiving-wise, DK Metcalf, 4 catches, 83 yards. A lot of that came on, one was a crazy play that bounced off his hands, bounced off Jonnu Smith's hands, and then back into his hands. A double bounce catch, which was insane. The other one was a screen play that he took, made a few guys miss, and got down the sideline. So DK was taking mostly short stuff. Didn't get a lot of any go ball opportunities, really. He's known for being a downfield guy. Didn't run a ton of comeback routes today. Didn't run a ton of go balls. Got a short slant, got a bobbled catch, and then got that screen catch that he made the most of. So he took his 4 catches and made most of the work himself on that. Calvin Austin was right behind him with 4 catches for 70 yards and a touchdown. Calvin had a massive day today. Calvin goes and gets a one-on-one ball down the sidelines with a nice catch. Also takes one that Aaron Rodgers gets out of a sack and throws across the middle of the field. Calvin settled down, got a catch, and got a 30-plus yard gain on. Also not going to be on the stat sheet, but Calvin could have got over 100, drew a nice pass interference on a one-on-one ball. So Calvin Austin was the number 1 guy today, target-wise, for Aaron Rodgers, which we expected because DK Metcalf was on Sauce Gardner. Sauce Gardner, one of the best defenders in the NFL, so Calvin Austin was kind of the star today. Got the touchdown on a really nice play to shift momentum. 2 other touchdown passes for Aaron Rodgers. One was to Jonnu Smith on a little pop pass. It was Jonnu coming across the field, and Rodgers just took it and did the little the shovel pass kind of thing. Jonnu took it around on some nice blocks from Freiermuth, and I think Scotty Miller, got the edge block, and Jonnu got in. The other play was a nice Rodgers 20-plus yard play, 22-yard pass to Ben Skoranek. Ben Skoranek with a big game today. Big tackle on special teams, nice 20-yard touchdown, the first one of the season. Goes to Skoranek. If you had Skoranek getting the Steelers' first touchdown of the year, you probably made a lot of money today. Ben Skoranek, 22-yard touchdown, nice special teams tackle, and a fumble recovery on that Kenneth Gainwell fumble force. So Skoranek with a fumble recovery and a touchdown. Big day for Ben Skoranek. Offensive line, I'm going to give a big minus across the board today. Not a ton of penalties or anything. They played a clean game as far as procedurally, but blocking-wise, not great. Rodgers, I think, got sacked 3 times in this game, but got pressured a whole bunch more. Had 2 series that were quick 3-and-outs because of pressures. In particular, in this game, Broderick Jones got dusted by Will McDonald. I know McDonald is kind of a young burgeoning star for the Jets and had his breakout game here. He's going to be a solid player, but Broderick Jones got beat really bad on 2 sacks by McDonald. I think he might have had another half sack in there as well. At least 4 hits on Rodgers. So yeah, and then there was also a tackle for a loss in the run game as well. So at least 4 or 5 bad plays today out of Broderick Jones, especially in the pass game. He seemed to have a pretty clean pass preseason. His run blocking wasn't great this preseason. Regular season, boy, Broderick had a bad game today. I mean, one that's worth taking a look at. He's playing against some pretty elite guys in the future. McDonald is not one of his best opponents. So if he played this bad today, I'm nervous to see the future here. We're going to have to look at that, and hopefully he can play better. Fatanu didn't play great today either. Allowed several hits on the inside. Did not play his best game. I'd say he was the second worst of the offensive linemen, but none of the 5 did great. Again, Gainwell just 2.6 a carry, and I think Jaylen Warren 3.4 a carry, so run game did nothing. Rodgers with a few sacks. Granted, Rodgers is slower now and can't really extend the play or avoid sacks in the way that Justin Fields can, but the line did not play a clean game as far as getting hands on guys in the backfield. Bad game for the offensive line. Defensively, big mixed bag here. The Jets scored 32 points today. And again, we kind of were looking at Justin Fields. Is he going to be conservative? Can he throw the ball? Can he get down the field and do more than just his legs? Pittsburgh could not do the quarterback contain. Toward the middle of the third quarter, kind of last third of the second half, Pittsburgh started really hitting, getting more pressure on the inside, getting quicker off the edge, getting more hits on Fields. TJ Watt, it's not going to be on the stat sheet, but got one of the cleanest, meanest hits I've ever seen on a quarterback in my life. He came off on the RPO and smacked Fields so hard. It's going to go as a 1-yard gain for the running back because the running back got the ball, but TJ got such a clean hit that I thought it was a sack, and I thought Fields was going to be hurt. Nasty hit there. Doesn't show up on the sheet, though. Overall, I'd say Watt with a pretty positive game. No sacks, but a couple tackles in the run game that were nice. Also got a batted ball as well and got some pressures. Not his strongest game in the world, but definitely came in a lot stronger in this game than he did for the last 5 of last season. So good to see him around the ball a lot. A big game for Highsmith, 5 total tackles, leading the team in tackles, and also getting the only sack of the game for us at a key time, I think, I want to say in the fourth quarter for Highsmith. So the 2 edges play very well today. On the front 3, Derek Harmon was hurt today, didn't play. So we wound up starting Isaiah Loudermilk, also getting rotation from Y.A. Black and Daniel Ukale. Ukale didn't do much. Loudermilk didn't do much. Y.A. Black did get 2 assisted tackles today. I think he's going to be a guy to watch. I'm looking forward to seeing him playing a little more in this game overall. A positive from Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey is a culture-changing guy. You've got to watch the chippiness. You've got to watch the penalties. But he really brought out our physical nature and our kind of that chippy Steelers football. Jalen Ramsey is a tackle finisher. He is a get-in-your-face, hands-to-the-face kind of guy, and he's going to make a difference. He had to play a lot today. We had an injury to Deshaun Elliott. Deshaun Elliott had 5 tackles in about a quarter and a half in this game and then got hurt. So that made Jalen Ramsey kind of move to safety. Saw a lot of Juan Thornhill, saw a lot of Chuck Clark, and they played well in the physical, kind of in the run game and the tackling aspect. They're not really coverage guys. They didn't cover very well. The Jets were getting open in the middle of the field. Our inside linebackers today and our safeties had a hard time covering their tight ends, Ruckert and Mason Taylor and Tyler Johnson. got open in the middle of the field quite a bit. So an up and down game from a lot of those guys. Ramsey, I give a positive to. He got a nice hit on the quarterback late in the game. Also got a nice dislodging of the ball on a 4th down stop to end the game for us. And also got us fired up at the end of the first half with a big hit on Justin Fields. So culture-changing guy in Jalen Ramsey, big positive. A couple positives / negatives. Patrick Queen, overall, I think more of a bad game than a good game. I gave him plus / minus because he got a big hit on the quarterback toward the end of the game, and he was getting real physical at the end, getting in there on more pressures. But I think overall, again, the coverage was not there today by the inside linebackers, and Queen was taking some bad gaps. He missed on a few gap assignments for Breece Hall. He was part of the reason why Breece Hall was gashing us for such long runs today, over 100 yards, because he was taking the wrong assignment or he was stuttering in the hole too much. Not a good day overall for Queen, but did have a nice 4th quarter in getting some crucial hits. Also positive / negative for Darius Slay. He was in on a few plays, including a Jets 2-point conversion attempt that he knocked away. Got a nice deflection there, but did get beat a couple times early on the first series. Got beat twice by Garrett Wilson, who's a star receiver. Garrett Wilson also beat him across the field on the deep touchdown, the Jets' first touchdown of the game. He got beat pretty clearly, so not the strongest game for Slay. Again, there were some positives there, but also got beat a bit. And again, playing against a guy like Garrett Wilson, you understand, but he definitely didn't play the cleanest game. 2 big injuries, like I said, Deshaun Elliott's 2nd quarter, and then JPJ went out early in the 4th. Seemed like the coverage got a little better as we got more pressure, obviously, and Slay played a little better, and Ramsey was all over the field. And again, kudos to Chuck Clark for coming in, the veteran, making some plays at the end. But yeah, we got to see if Elliott and JPJ can get back on the field, because they are 2 of the pillars of this physical Steelers defense. So overall, 32 points is not the best thing in the world. Jets had big plays on the run and in the pass. We're going to have to clean that up big time next week. But special teams wise, big kudos. One of the players of the game, Chris Boswell, goes 2 for 2, comes up with a 57-yard kick for his first kick, and then makes the putting us in the lead, game-winning 60-yard field goal for a new career high. Would have been good from 65. Absolute monster. 2 55-plus yarders, including a 60 for the win. Boswell is one of the best kickers in the entire NFL. Give this guy his flowers. Corliss Waitman has a good overall game. Did kind of side foot one of the punts that wasn't great, but a nice bounce and a penalty gave us better field position. Had another banger in here overall as well. 4 punts for 190 yards. It is a 47.5 yards per punt average, with one of those 4 punts landing inside the 20. So good game for Waitman today. Like I said, we also got the forced fumble out of Gainwell, recovered by Skoranek, and Skoranek with a few nice tackles as well. So Carson Bruner also getting on the stat sheet, special teams tackle-wise also. So pretty good special teams game. Like I said, not the cleanest game. Offensively, the Lions got to get better. You got to take more chances on your play calling. We almost screwed ourselves at the end by going with 2 straight screen plays, using Jonnu on screens a little too much that I didn't like, using Gainwell way too much, out-snapping Jalen Warren, not giving our rookie Caleb Johnson any opportunities, using 2 tight ends over our receivers and not getting Roman Wilson on the field at all this game, barely playing him. So personnel-wise and offensive line-wise, there's a lot to clean up there. Defensively, again, getting gashed in the run and passing game on certain plays. Got to cover a little more physical with your outside guys. Got to get your linebackers in better positions to make tackles, and got to get more pressure early in the game. Lots to clean up, but that being said, still a 34-point game on offense, still getting big stops on defense when you need to, and still getting a 34-32 win against a solid team. Pittsburgh goes on the road and goes 1-0. You can't complain too much about that. Tell me in the comments down below what you thought. Who stood out to you and why? What did you like the most? What did you not like the most? What are you most concerned for going into next week? And let's talk about it. Please like, share, and subscribe. These Pittsburgh Steelers deep dives, if you want more of these every single week, I'm going to bring them to you anyway, so please like them and support them if you like hearing me ramble about the Steelers. We're 1-0. Football is back. I'm excited. The Rodgers era has begun. I'll see you guys next week. Go Steelers.